Welcome to Off-Grid News. This is the news that's not fit to print. I'm your host, Rob. Today, Dr. Fauci indicates that vaccine mandates supersede personal freedom. He stated during the Bush administration that he supports fetal tissue research, leaving some to wonder his stance on my body, my choice. BioNTech and Pfizer said Wednesday, 3-shot course of their vaccine was able to neutralize the new Omicron variant in lab test and will be able to deliver a vaccine by March 22nd. Moderna's CEO says current vaccines likely, and when he says vaccines, he said plural, all of them, likely will not work as well against Omicron. Yet Pfizer's CEO says fourth vaccine doses may be needed sooner than expected due to Omicron. The White House says there should be no need to be confused about vaccines, although that's kind of confusing. FDA authorizes use of AstraZeneca antibody cocktail to prevent virus infections in individuals with weak immune systems or a history of severe side effects from vaccine. White House states vaccines are safe for everyone. White House also states no need to be confused about the vaccine. Twitter suspends accounts that was providing updates on the Ghislaine, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Maxwell trial. The account holder said all his accounts were suspended because the account he created to cover the trial, the suspension notice said he violated rules against platform manipulation and spam. Yet Twitter did not suspend any other accounts during the Rittenhouse trial, the trial down in Georgia. Canadian Vancouver continues to ration gas and limit driving. Drivers are limited to 30 liters or 8 gallons. Pipeline was shut down due to flooding. Earlier this year, there was issues with forest fires, so several issues have accumulated causing the shutdown. They should be expected to open soon. 500 plus Western New York healthcare workers fired over vaccinations. Kaleida Health terminated 200 employees for not getting the vaccine. Catholic Health is terminating 2% of its workforce. Josh Duggar, former reality star, is found guilty in child porn trial, faces 20 years and $250,000 fine for each account. Duggar starred on the reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting. I actually remember that show. White House purchased surveillance technology from Chinese-linked firm, which is banned from doing business with the government. Congress already banned this company from doing business with the United States government. The firm is banned because it's linked to Chinese government efforts to suppress minority groups by using slave labor, torture, sterilization, and several other things that I've reported in the past. A recent poll shows Democrats are far more likely to dismiss people than Republicans. Poll found that 71% of Democrats would not go on a date with a Republican. 37% would not be friends with a Republican, and 30% would not work with a Republican. In contrast, only 31% of the Republicans said they would not date a Democrat. So 71% of the Democrats wouldn't date, 31% of Republicans wouldn't date the opposite parties. California to begin enforcing mandatory food recycling law. I didn't understand this when they made the law. I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish. Starting January, local governments and entities that collect trash will be required to have food recycling programs in place. This program not only will reduce methane in landfills, but aren't they making methane elsewhere? That's where I didn't quite understand. But has the added benefit of higher trash collection fees on residents. As you know, the White House said rising cost is a sign of good economy. They recently came out and said with the rising cost means more people have more money to spend. So this is a good thing. The White House identified money laundering in the art industry as a point of corruption while allowing Hunter Biden to sell his art to anonymous buyers for as much as $500,000 each. The head of the Los Angeles Police Department union issued a dire warning to visitors. warning tourists against visiting the city amid surge in violent crimes. He emphasized they simply cannot guarantee your safety. A mother says her 13-year-old son, which is a student of the Barack Obama Global Prep Academy in South LA, brought home a vaccine card after accepting the vaccine at school. The boy said he was offered pizza in exchange for the vaccine. The lady who gave him the injection and signed the paper told the boy, "Please don't say anything. I don't want to get in trouble." Austria plans to lift lockdowns. Hey, that's great, good news, but not for the unvaccinated. Previously, I reported the FDA needed 55 years to release data on the Pfizer vaccination. Now, as you may know, Pfizer is the only approved vaccine. Now, they don't have a lot of quantities, so they've been mandating the other vaccines, but the FDA wants to release 500 pages a month. Now they need 75 years because they found more pages. Facebook, also known as Meta, they recently changed their name, wants you to submit nude photos for your own safety. Whew, I'm glad they're looking out for my safety. In an effort to combat the non-consensual sharing of nude photos. Opponents say, just ban nude photos. Why not? They ban everything else. As you probably already heard, this is a tragic story that's already hit several states, and Kentucky was hit the hardest. Tornadoes ripped through parts of Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, and Illinois. More than 100 tornado warnings were issued during that night. This is the highest number of tornado warnings ever issued in the month of December. In Arkansas, 2 people were killed and 5 people hurt in a nursing home. A nursing home had collapsed on the elderly. Depending on which report, 50 to 100 people are dead in Kentucky at the time of this recording. They're expecting more deaths to come. People who were trapped were connecting through various social media apps to inform their loved ones that they were alive but trapped. One of the reasons was they were having a hard time connecting through the phone because the phone lines were so jammed up. One witness reported they could see 3 tornadoes on the ground at the same time. At the time of this recording, 331,000 customers are still without power. FEMA has stated they will offer any resources they can provide to Kentucky. Inflation surged to the last 12 months to 6.8%. This is the largest increase since June 1982, which was 7.1. So we're only talking 0.4% difference. And if you recall, some of you may recall that back in the 70s there was gas shortages. I mean, it was quite terrible. I remember that, and I was a kid. This is an urgent recall on Coca-Cola products, including Minute Maid, Sprite, and Coca-Cola. Might contain foreign substances such as metal. If you own any of these products, I plead with you to look these products up to find the specific lot codes of the product you have. So if you have Coca-Cola, look up the lot code, see if your product has been affected, and they state that you must throw this product away. So that's all the news that's fit to print. Please subscribe so you can keep up to date with all current events. Thanks for watching.